2 upcoming live offerings I want to whisper in your ear. November, Northern Thailand, the heart practices. It's a beautiful 7-night retreat exploring yoga, meditation, temples, the best food in Thailand, and the Brahma Viharas, the heart practices that the Buddha offered to help us incrementally expand the heart. And then in February, the Mindfulish School, 200-hour yoga teacher training. So if you want to come and study with me, this is actually a beautiful training. It's a hybrid, partially online, and then we meet in Bali for 2 weeks. So the best of both worlds. And you, after this class, check out the links below and reach out if you are interested. We're already half full for both, so do it quick. Hello and welcome to your practice. Going to do a short yin class today, just so that we can interrupt the flow of the constant barrage of life's attention seeking and the world's demand for our attention, for our productivity. It's really an active rebellion to say, I am going to stop for a moment. Feels like it gets harder and harder for me anyway. But while the world sets some algorithms for us, the world enters some patterns into our way of being, we can also enter some as well. And this is what we're doing right here. You here, me here. Carving out this space is laying a foundation of presence so that it's easier to find your way back here next round. So I'm just going to go through a few poses today. A few simple places, and in a yin class, we're not looking for the edge. That even feels productive, doesn't it? Like, how far can I go? That's not what we're looking for. You're looking for sustainability. Where can I be that I can breathe? That my body can still breathe itself, full inhales, full exhales, not needing to go to the edge. I think that's a common misconception. So we're not edge seeking. We're seeking sustainability and presence. I want to read this quote real quick before we get started by Alan Watts. The meaning of life is to just be alive. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple. And yet everybody rushes around in a great panic, as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. Alan Watts. It is not necessary to achieve anything beyond yourself. What a reframe. So in our practice today, not seeking, no edge seeking, no productivity seeking, just being and practicing untethering from the doing, just allowing. We'll start in Baddha Konasana. We'll do a forward fold, a butterfly. So soles of the feet together. You're welcome to set up on a block if you'd like. I have a couple blocks here. You can also get a bolster. And while I don't have one, I can cue a few of those poses. If I had a bolster, I may put it up like this. I might just do this with blocks anyway. You can rest your head on it like this. Call that the unicorn. Get it? Or you can just fold forward. You don't need to use anything at all. You can just let your head hang. Or if you like for it to be supported, you can let it meet something, be it blocks or the bolster. And we'll stay here for about 3 minutes. So do what you need to do to wiggle about to find that spot of sustainability. And then stay. And be still. And just let the body be breathed. You don't even need to do that. It's breathing itself. You're welcome to, if you'd like,
to count the breath if that's helpful. But there's no certain thing that you need to be doing here. You can also let your mind wander. But whatever you're doing, I do invite you to know that you're doing it. So there's a difference in incessantly fantasizing or to-do list planning, or of just allowing our mind to wander, which I think there's a lot of benefit in. Or maybe you're just casually observing sensation, breath. There's no way to do this. There's no certain way to do it. Just choose what works. Leave the rest. In Yin, I like to find when I can, when it's available, to turn the palms up. I think that gesture in the body really helps to signal also to the mind this act of surrender, of turning over, of undoing. Three more rounds of breath. Feel the body expand on your in-breath. Gentle dissension on the out-breath. And slowly, by pushing down through anything that's touching the ground, roll yourself up head last.
Maybe the hands go behind, the legs go long. So we take a moment between poses to kind of rebound and wiggle. So anything that feels good here. And let's come down onto the back. We're going to take a twist called cat pulling tail. I do have a kitty running around here, 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙧. So maybe you'll see her pulling her tail momentarily. She's a bit of a crazy little kitty. So let's take the right leg long. A little bit of a Simon Says here, the right leg long. And then the right hand is gonna come on top of the left foot, yeah? And then you can lay that leg down, lay the left leg down. And then you can either wrap the hand around the right knee, or you can wrap it around the outside of the foot, and we'll take a twist. So you can shift the hips however you'd like. You can take it with the knee, or again, you can take it with the foot. Alternatively, you can take any twist. It doesn't have to look like this. You take a moment to wiggle in. I like to kind of get my shoulders a little bit more on the ground, but that's just a personal choice. So I kind of push the right shoulder down so I can twist the heart to the right, but you don't need to. Find where you'd like to be and then be. The only, I guess, encouragement would be to find where to soften. Often the jaw will clench, so you can separate the teeth is like a good, wiggle the jaw is a good indicator that you've loosened that space. Even the holding of the feet can feel grippy sometimes, so you can release that as well and just relax. Not often do we just allow and relax gravity to have us. And maybe you stay in your body, feeling, observing. Maybe you're observing around you as well. Just awakening the awareness. I think it's really therapeutic to notice all the layers of things that are going on around us, inside of us, rather than often we're so hyper-focused on a certain thought or getting to the next place. Really letting in the aliveness around and inside of us. Three more rounds of breath here. And slowly coming back to center. I'm going to windshield wiper the legs a little bit. You can do whatever you'd like. Maybe constructive rest, which is when the knees are together and the feet are wide and feel nice. And we'll switch sides. So the left leg is long and the right leg is bent. Left hand goes on top of right foot. You can open that leg up. And then we'll begin to shift over towards the right. So maybe shift the hips a little bit to the left first, and then either wrap your arm around the left knee, or you can grab for the foot. Cat pulling tail. Figure out where you'd like to be, and then just be. Soften into this pose and let your body breathe itself. Maybe there's vibration or sensation in the body, and possibly opening your awareness to all the layers of that, or not. One more big inhale. Full out breath. And slowly coming back to center. Maybe wiggling out the legs or windshield wipering. Coming into supported bridge. So lifting the hips up, you can place a bolster or a block underneath the sacrum. So this is not up in the low back, but it's on the sacrum, which is like this plate at the bottom, kind of right on top of the booty. Lengthen the tailbone towards the heels and then lay it down so it kind of lengthens out that lumbar spine just slightly. And then hands can go anywhere, maybe on the body, maybe wide, maybe up above the head. Legs can go in constructive rest, which I mentioned, knees together, feet wide. Maybe the feet are together, knees wide, Baddha Konasana. Long, you got options. And take a moment to figure out which option you'd like to take. Make up a new one. But once you find it, stay for a couple minutes. Sometimes yin can be really soothing and relaxing, and often can also be irritating. And can you stay with either? Can you stay and observe in spite of? And often it's easy to stay when things are cruisy, but can we often be firmly footed when things get frictiony? Can we have a steady breath even when it feels edgy? Not edgy in a physical way, but life. When life feels edgy, can we stay sturdy? What's our ability to breathe there? Three more rounds of breath. And slowly pushing down through the feet to lift the hips up. And taking a few moments with the hips down onto the ground. Our last pose is going to be happy baby. So you can pull the knees into the chest, a couple different options here. You can take it with just wide knees. Then you can kind of like hook the fingers. Maybe you hold on to a strap or something. You can take it like this, the knees falling wide. You could also take a hold of the feet and hold down. And don't worry about making this active. So if you take it this way, lazy baby, then the heels can kind of come in like this. And we'll just be here for about 2 minutes, whatever variation that you take. Just get some softness in the low back. So you can welcome like the tailbone, the sacrum to lift up slightly if it's doing so naturally. Just letting the body breathe itself, no fixing, no managing, just let yourself be breathed. Slowly release when you're ready. Shavasana. I like to lengthen out all of my little arches. So lengthening out at the Achilles heel, lumbar spine, thoracic spine. Hands can land on the body or wide. Just threading the breath through the body, weaving it smoothly throughout your being. I'm going to read this poem to you and then leave you where you lie. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so simple and so obvious, and yet everybody rushes around in a great panic, as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. It's a beautiful reminder from Alan Watts. So thank yourself for showing up and just being today. Whether it felt cruisy or felt a little frictiony. It's that pattern that's being laid. The pattern of worthiness, the pattern of slowing, and the preciousness of the pause. Stay here as long as you'd like. I'll see you on your mat next time. If you're enjoying these classes, then I want to invite you to my membership service, CCY Studio. This is where we get to explore with longer classes, full-length classes, and we get to investigate not only more into the physical body and longer shavasanas, but also yogic and Buddhist philosophy, and more time to marinate and percolate with all of it. Also just putting up a new asana library, and this has about 10 of the core poses and really intricate ways and investigations to put it not only in your body, but also some teaching tips. So if you're a teacher, this is really valuable as well. So if you're interested, you get a 14-day free trial. You can cancel at any time, and I just encourage you to check it out. I think that it's a beautiful place to go a little bit deeper. So I hope to see you over there. You can find more details in the links below.